This will be a pretty unusual video, but the future of TF2? You're probably wondering why the title Grim and Rough. As we can tell and as we are hearing, certain TF2 YouTubers are efficiently given up with the game. There's already TF2 YouTubers we have lost a long time ago. Manco Store, Germa, Star, and I can tell certain TF2 YouTubers are not uploading so frequently as they used to. The TF2 community is not happy a lot, and it feels like there's a very uneven balance. So where should we point at and who should get the blame? There are some people that are pointing at Valve, blaming them. Some people are blaming the community. I think it's both. First off, here's my opinions for both sides. First off, Valve. My first opinion, Valve needs to be more frequent with communication with the TF2 community. Now, they have tried to step that up with a blog post, and they did do the promises. But we need someone in the TF2 team who can talk to the community to relay everything, relay what we say with the good and positive and bad negative reviews of updates and such and ideas to the person, and then he can go ahead to the other TF2 members, the team, and let them know. Secondly, the question of the TF team, do they play Team Fortress 2? You need to know the game, and obviously they probably more or less have. It's just their opinion is a bit different from how we see things. And obviously when the community shouts loud enough, they actually notice. Don't forget, there's a whole bunch of weapons, and TF2 is an old game. That is something to expect, guys. Old things have to be taken a bit more care. If they wanted to revamp everything, they would do a revamp, a redux, or maybe simply start from scratch and rebuild TF2 to standards today. That would be the most sense, and will make the most sense, as they won't have to, well, they have to do a lot, but at least they won't be restricted. So what I mean for TF2, they'll probably do it as a big, huge ass patch. Now yes, weapons, cosmetics, maps and all that the community made will be behind, but maybe they'll buff them, who knows. 3. The lack of adding it in, basically content. This Meet Your Match had a bugger all in it. The only thing we got is a game mode, a shitty rough with casual mode that's gone to hell and it's been broken, even though the concept idea I like, and it's more up to date to standards these days. And at least it gives community servers a chance to thrive again. Think about that, guys. And no cosmetics, no weapons, just taunts and some promo items. A very rough launch. We all know that we had the best updates from the past. MVM was one of them. The Scream Fortress, when we had the festive weapons with Smithmas. What's happened to the TF team with them slacking on updates of content? 5. They're not letting the community do more that they can. We can easily say that the community has more ideas than the TF team. There's so many weapons in the workshops, sentry guns, PDAs, weapons, melee weapons, secondary main weapons, so many of them with good ideas, stats that they could go for, and they can't bother because it would take longer. That is just pathetic. Come on, Valve. You can do it, and you can. The community can do the testing. That's why you have communities. And finally, 6. Listen to both casual, but don't listen to all the competitive players. I think a lot of people are upset because they were mostly listening to the competitive side of TF2 and not much for casual. So, I don't know if that's true or not, but if so, they need to think about casual players as well, who like TF2. And finally, 7th, update game modes that need updating. MVM is one of them, and we haven't had an MVM update for years. We need one, Valve. Come on, TF team. Now, the community side. My first opinion about the TF2 community. It's toxic. It's becoming a bit more toxic lately, and that's not good. That's not nice. When something goes wrong, they always jump the bandwagon and have a go at Valve. It's normal for companies and game developers to fuck up. You wouldn't like it if you fucked up and you had about, I don't know, thousands of people having a go at you. You wouldn't like that, wouldn't you? So, give the TF team a bit of a break, because not all launches are perfect. Second, my second opinion, not much communication. Just like with Valve, not that much communication. Thirdly, giving up TF2 straight away because of a bad update. Come on guys, grow up. We will have good updates and bad updates. What you're supposed to expect. Oh, this update's terrible, I'm giving up on TF2. It's still TF2. It's just this update's changed certain things. Come on. What's going to be number 5? Well then. Hackers. That can go for number 8 for Valve as well. People who use Lomo Box in the community need to stop, and for Valve not to keep on top with these VACs, these VAC bans against these Lomo Box players. We all know how much we hate them, and it's bloody a nuisance. Literally. Even though these hackers could try to hack and compare, but they can't because they have to either pay money or make a new account. So, how funny is that? The next thing. The community is not playing enough certain game modes. One of them is MVM. MVM is just pretty much now forgotten. It's only played if you want the Australians. Or, that's pretty much it. It's just the Australians that most players usually go on it for. It's not that really talked about anymore. There's the Iron Gauntlet community update, which is all about MVM, but we haven't seen a single hint for MVM or anything, and the community's not really playing that much. Same for certain game modes, like obviously Cactus Canyon, Robot Destruction. They were not much really from there. It's kind of the community's fault they're not playing much of these game modes that Valve TF team need feedback from us, which helps. And obviously enough though is the scammings, phishings, you know, the trollings. You know, that's usual for all games. But I can say that no one's innocent. The TF2 community is a bit shite, and same for TF2's developers. It's just unfortunately, in my opinion, I think a lot of us TF2 players are a bit ungrateful and we're not so forgiving. Mistakes are made to be mistakes, and at this current moment, yes, we can tell that there's been screw-ups in the line. If Valve have a good enough reason, let's say they had a good enough reason not to add in stats for the weapons. Let's say they were working on a very big update, but they didn't have time to work on the weapons. Yes, they could let the community do it, but thinking of so many weapons to balance correctly for each of the classes is quite difficult, and it would take a long time. So, unfortunately, that's a bit bad, isn't it? And no one's perfect, guys. Come on. Do Valve a favour. Be grateful that we get an update. Yes, casual mode is somewhat dead. It isn't. People say that TF2's dead because a casual or quick play was removed. It isn't. Quick play was updated. Get that in your heads. Updated. It was outdated. TF2 was outdated and ugly. And I like these changes for casual. It looks more professional. It looks more up to date to our standards of technology. You can now compare TF2 to other games. Now, yes, there are problems with like the pyro, with its flamethrower, new weapons. Even people misunderstanding things. The heavy versus pyro war, which has been forgotten because of people rowing about quick play. Like, seriously? The update, heavy versus pyro, it doesn't matter who wins. Both sides will get an update. And that is nice. I'm grateful that both classes are getting an update. I thought, I'm going to make sure heavy wins. But no, it's pretty much who's going to get it first. So if pyro wins, pyro gets the update first and heavy gets it last. If heavy wins, heavy gets the update first and ends up getting it, and pyro gets it last. Pretty damn simple. But unfortunately the community can be a bit, no offense, thick at times. And it's sad to see that people are falling apart, complaining, crying like babies because of a rough launch, saying that Valve fucked up. Yes, I did say they kind of fucked up, but we need to point it out. If we tell them that, hey, we got the problem here, they fix it. Valve literally fixed the problem straight away. They can't do it like magic. They can't go click, it's fixed. It takes time. It's just the community can be a bit ungrateful at times, and it is sad that these TF2 YouTubers are going and leaving. They're like, I don't remember TF2 being like this. It's a game. It's changing. If you don't like change, then there's a simple saying, bugger off. Simple as that. This is reality. People who don't like change to the games that they're used to usually are the ones that miss out the most. This is a phrase that I think a lot of you might understand. You probably hear me mouse clicking. But there's a phrase I want you to listen upon. Reality is that which when you stop believing in, it doesn't go away. Does that remind you anything? Yes, it does. That's kind of like this with TF2. At least we get something on update. Yes, the hype wasn't all that imaginable, but game companies have deadlines. They need to make sure that it's in a good enough state, and they probably made a bad mistake because they knew Overwatch's competitive was coming out. Be it again, all this arguing and fighting would have been ceased, and heavy versus pyro would have been much more concentrated if Valve did the smartest move, and that if they concentrated on fixing these problems before they launched it, then TF2 would be a better state right now. But the future of this game is going to be rough. It's going to be grim. I'm going to be expecting there's going to be a couple more TF2 YouTubers are going to leave. Now, Muzok probably won't. I don't know. Like, we already lost Moisey89, Manco, Germa, and Star, and various other TF2s. There was one TF2 who had, like, Showcase of Unusuals, and he's pretty much stopped. And that's quite sad. How many big TF2 YouTubers are going to suddenly stop playing TF2 and stop uploading content? And there's going to be a point where, when they leave, it's just us small channels who upload TF2 content will get the views and everything, and the attention. And when they do come back, they probably won't get the same much response. Please, understand that I'm just giving my opinion and my thoughts, and pretty much the truth. There's every argument to both sides. There's an argument about Valve, there's an argument about the TF2 community. Either way, wherever the hammer swings, it's just pretty much the truth. This is reality, guys. and try and think of it. Don't be selfish, don't be ignorant. Just come on. Give the TF2 a bit of a break, a bit of space to breathe, and just wait patiently. Alright? TF2 is an old game. Old games are hard to update these day and ages, because technology these days are becoming more advanced, and same for coding. I want to see you program an update what Valve does, or any other gaming company. It'll be difficult. I hope this video helps and clears up some things. If you're gonna dislike it and go hate, go on ahead. If you agree with me, then I'm happy. But understand that this is more of a neutral video, and more think of a realistic element. And everything think of realistically. Share the video if you want. It's just times are changing and everyone's tense and rough these days. Have a good one.